County. Drought hits, and a body is found on a lake bottom. The Queen visits, and 3 federal agents die in a car crash. Fingers point to the ex-sheriff. He makes people tremble. He told Tom Jarrell,
"I can't believe that you would bring up such stupid accusations. Absolutely a lie. Hocus pocus. Hocus pocus. No such thing ever happened."
Something bizarre. The Law of Sheriff Page. Those stories tonight, November 15th, 1991.
Tonight, a twisted version of Law and Order in the Old West, where law-abiding citizens live in fear and sleep with guns near their pillows. What are they afraid of? An ex-lawman who casts a giant shadow over Mariposa County, California.
One always assumes that the people in the sheriff's office are the good guys, but in Mariposa, they have their doubts. And when efforts were made to blow the whistle, they fell on deaf ears. Tom Jarrell reports that it's in this lovely setting that some people feel threatened by the law of Sheriff Page.
There are few places in the world as beautiful as Mariposa County, California. The melting snow from the mountains and glaciers of Yosemite National Park creates spectacular waterfalls that tumble thousands of feet to join the Merced River. Downstream, about 40 miles, is the town of Mariposa. It's an old gold miner's town with an image today tarnished by reports of local crime and corruption. This woman in 1982 says she was handcuffed to her bed and raped. These divers are recovering the body of a sheriff's deputy who vanished under mysterious circumstances 11 years ago. A bomb and automatic weapons were allegedly found in the trunk of a county patrol car that was to provide security for the Queen of England. And this undercover narcotics investigator says he found evidence the Mariposa County Airport was a closely guarded major distribution point for drug smugglers. The old Wild West with outlaws? Yes. But all these accusations can be traced directly to the doorstep of the Mariposa County Sheriff's Department.
There is no corruption. See,
there's no corruption in the Sheriff's Department.
None. Clean department.
Meet former Mariposa County Sheriff Paul Page, known to many around the county as the Boss Hog. One of the new legendary figures in the county, Page ran things around here for 8 years.
How, with the department that you grew up with, how did it get this reputation for corruption?
I don't know that it does have a reputation for corruption. Who said that?
When Page joined the Sheriff's Department, it had 3 men. When he left, it had grown to 35 deputies. Even though he's been retired for more than 8 years, many think that even as he sits on his front porch swaying, the top deputies he put in uniform still follow his orders. The Boss Hog was voted out when allegations of corruption became more than the voters could stand. His problems began with the mysterious death of a deputy on Lake McClure in 1980. An accidental drowning, the sheriff's office claimed. In the Mariposa community, at first, most people accepted the official finding. Deputy Sheriff Ron Van Meter had drowned in a simple boating accident. But some deputies, close friends, family, and investigators immediately were suspicious. They knew Van Meter, who was a strong swimmer, was in hot water at the sheriff's office.
Did Deputy Van Meter go to the State Attorney General's office to complain about corruption?
No. That's another part.
A number of people who knew him before he died said that he had told them he had gone there and had returned.
No, you haven't. I don't think you've interviewed anybody that knew him before he died that would make that statement.
So Lucky Jordan, a reserve deputy who patrolled with Van Meter, says Van Meter slipped away on his day off to go to the State Attorney General's office to complain about a drug and pornography ring operating within the Sheriff's Department. Jordan says the sheriff was waiting when Van Meter returned.
And Page said, well, I'll tell you where you were. You were up at the Inspector General's office, and you said this and this and this. Get your butt down here to the office. I want to talk to you.
Sheriff Page ran the overall investigation of Van Meter's death through Sergeant Rod Sinclair, a top deputy and his right-hand man. Sergeant Dave Beavers, who headed the dive team searching for Deputy Van Meter, wanted all the help he could get.
Was help offered from outside the county, additional divers?
Yes, Madera offered help, Merced offered help. I got a call from a good friend of mine who had a dive shop in Fresno who had a mini sub. He had it loaded on the truck. was ready to come up.
So you could have had a massive search.
That's correct.
Well, what happened?
Page says absolutely not.
The
I
sheriff
don't want
said-
anybody. Yeah, that's right. Sheriff.
Is it true or false that at the search scene run by one of your deputies, Mr. Sinclair, additional help, divers that might have found this man's body sooner, were turned down?
Nope.
By you?
Nope.
From the next county? They
Nope.
offered numerous divers, even a small submarine, to come over and
No small
help with
submarine.
the search?
The divers all came over from Merced County, and they all dived for him.
You know, maybe in his mind, 3 divers is enough to fill that lake, but if that's the case, I think you better review him.
But 3 is what you
3,
saw there.
That's right.
Must have been a depressing and a sad scene for a fellow officer to have drowned. What was it like?
Well, it's very depressing, especially since there's a couple of us who are really trying to do something. And all of a sudden, it's like a party atmosphere going on around you. You know?
Party atmosphere?
Yeah, deputies run up and down in their boats and drinking and having a good time.
Did they party, dance, and have a good time at the death scene?
What in the world is the matter with you? No, they didn't party. They were searching for one of their comrades. I can't believe that you would bring up such stupid accusations, completely erroneous.
These are accusations from several people who were there.
No.
People who witnessed it.
No. Again,
Given written accounts.
Produce the account or produce the witness.
Within a couple hours, it just turned into sort of a carnival atmosphere.
Joining the search, Deputy Rod Cusick, a 16-year veteran of the department.
The girls were pairing up with some of the guys, the deputies, and they had brought their swimming suits, and it just started to turn into a carnival.
When Ken Mathis was elected sheriff in 1982, it was on a platform to clean up Mariposa County. One of the cases at the top of his list, to re-examine the disappearance of Deputy Sheriff Ron Van Meter. 2 special investigators were brought in, and the case was reopened. Ray Jenkins, former police chief of nearby Merced College, was one. His report on Van Meter's death differed sharply with the original sheriff's version.
The boating accident did not take place as described on their report. There were so many inaccurate statements. The witnesses were later contacted and denied making the statements the sheriff's office had on record.
Ray Jenkins is a complete liar if you talk to him, but I don't believe you talked to him.
I talked to him at length.
No, I don't think so.
Ray Jenkins also says he thinks this was a homicide.
Well,
he doesn't think it was an
think
accident.
whatever he wants. It wasn't.